Part 193. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1921. Chapter 1921 Xiao Mianmian's cooking skills. I also saw Makahai Ni. He is super cute, and he blushes shyly when he talks to us. I originally thought that Shenfei was a very cold person, but I didn't expect that the goddess is very friendly and has no airs at all. She even talked and laughed with us, just like the big sister next door. Are they all talking about their idols? No one wants to talk about Xiao Mian like me. Do you know that the store manager is Xiao Mian? The store manager is Xiao Mian. No, Xiao Mian is the store manager? What about Shenfei? Let a new person be the store manager? No, no matter whose turn it is to be the store manager, it won't be Xiao Mianmian's turn. After seeing the comment that Xiao Mian became the store manager, netizens responded one after another. They were all very dissatisfied with this and believed that Xiao Mian was not qualified at all. Because she is the least qualified among all the people. Netizens all feel that Shenfei is the most suitable candidate. Shenfei is still there, it's her turn somewhere. Did the store manager go backstage to get it? To be honest, I feel that Xiao Mian is really not suitable. She is a newcomer commanding a group of seniors. Where does she have the confidence? Hey, let me tell you something, I also went to that restaurant today. If nothing else, the food tastes pretty good, and I heard the chef is Xiao Mian. I also checked in, and the chef is indeed Xiao Mian. The pricing and taste of their restaurant are very cost effective. The three of us ate for less than 200 and we also ordered several large dishes. Don't be a black belt on purpose, it's not Xiao Mian who wants to be the store manager. She was elected. I don't know why there are so many black Xiao Mian. I also went to the restaurant today. She is really super delicate and beautiful. Her face is also super small, not as big as my hand. I said a few words to her, and I feel like she's a nice person, she's a very cute girl. And the food she cooks is really good and the price is not high. It's okay even if you don't expect it to be a chef's standard. On the first day the restaurant opened, it was discussed by netizens and became a hot search topic. Xiao Mian herself was even on a hot search due to her hot searched physique. Xiao Mian cooking hashtag. I didn't expect that Xiao Mian could cook, and she was pretty good at it. I've eaten there too, and the taste is really good. The per capita price is only about 50, which is quite conscientious in pricing at such a tourist attraction. I also went to join in the fun today. I feel that maybe it was just open today and I was a little unprepared. There were too many people going to eat, and only Xiao Mian was cooking. We waited for a full hour before our dishes came. Except for the slow delivery, everything else was satisfactory. I'm tired after a whole day. Xiao Mian was lying on the bed scrolling through her mobile phone. After reading through the comments about her from netizens, she felt that her busy day was not in vain. Although there are some people who are dissatisfied with her cooking skills, overall, the majority are satisfied. She scrolled through Weibo and came across one related to the Shen family. Is a piece of financial news. The news said that Mr. Shen received a large investment. Shen, who was on the verge of bankruptcy, got out of trouble because of this investment, and the company began to operate normally again. Xiao Mian read the news and just thought about it for a few seconds when a video invitation popped up on WeChat. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1922. Chapter 1922. She does mind this matter a bit. It was sent by Mo Yesi. Xiao Mian picked up the answer. On the screen, a man's handsome and profound face appeared. As soon as the video was connected, Xiao Mian couldn't help shouting that she was tired. Mo Yesi, I'm almost exhausted today. Do you know, our restaurant's business was very good when it opened today. From the time I opened the restaurant to the time I got off work, I haven't been able to stop. So tired. In the video, the man frowned. Well, I'm exhausted. Xiao Mian fell directly on the bed as soon as she came back. She was so tired that she didn't want to move. She bit her lip and complained in a coquettish voice, I didn't know there would be so many people today. Many things are not ready. If it weren't for the lack of ingredients, we would still be busy in the restaurant right now. All the dishes for the guests are cooked by Xiao Mian alone. Even if someone helps her, she is still exhausted from having to cook for so many people by herself. Didn't the program team tell me that I would be much more relaxed and that I wouldn't be as tired as before? After hearing her complaint, Mo Yesi had a look of dissatisfaction on his face. Why would I still be so tired? You can't blame the program team for this. Xiao Mian complained, and had no intention of complaining. I really didn't expect there would be so many people today. Today is the first day, and everyone is not familiar with it yet, so I was a little confused. I'm tired, but it's also been a very fulfilling day. Mo Yesi, you are not allowed to ask the program team to make any changes. I don't want to trouble other people again just because of myself. Xiao Mian was afraid that Mo Yesi would listen to her complaints and ask the program team to make changes. It's not like he can't do this kind of thing. Yeah, I know. Mo Yesi still frowned. Seeing that she seemed to be lying on the bed, he frowned and asked, have you had dinner? I've eaten. I ate in the restaurant before coming back. What about you? Did you get off work so early today? The video shows that Mo Yesi is at home. Yeah, Mo Yesi nodded, I don't have much to do today, so I'll go home early. Xiao Mian also nodded. She was still thinking about the news she just saw. She wanted to ask Mo Yesi if he had made the investment. Because the Shen family had asked him for help before. Baby, is there something you want to tell me? Mo Yesi noticed her hesitation and asked proactively. Xiao Mian raised her eyes. Her gaze stayed on the man's handsome and abstinent deep features for a few seconds. After hesitating for a few seconds, she finally asked, Mo Yesi, I just saw a piece of news about from the Shen family. Do you know that the Shen family suddenly received a large amount of investment? I know. Mo Yesi replied without any hesitation, it has nothing to do with me. I didn't invest in it. Xiao Mian, I didn't say it had anything to do with you either. Mo Yesi chuckled lightly, baby, isn't that what you want to ask me? The Shen family's investment has nothing to do with me. I am also investigating this matter, but I haven't found out who invested in the Shen family yet. Xiao Mian's face felt slightly hot. Well, she does mind this a little bit. That's why she asked him. Now that she knew the answer, she felt much more comfortable. She asked curiously, don't you know who is investing in the Shen family? End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1923. Chapter 1923. I just received a bouquet of flowers. Was it from you? Xiao Mian's face felt slightly hot. Well, she does mind this a little bit. That's why she asked him. Now that she knew the answer, she felt much more comfortable. She asked curiously, don't you know who is investing in the Shen family? Yeah. But I asked Wei Zheng to investigate. Sooner or later he will be able to find out. After talking about this matter, the two chatted about some daily things. They talked for more than half an hour before hanging up the phone. As soon as Xiao Mian hung up the phone, she heard a knock on the door. She got up from the bed, walked to the door and opened it. At a glance, I saw a large handful of pink roses still stained with dew, and then a faint scent of roses hit my nose. She was stunned when she heard Shenfei smile and say to her, Mian, someone just sent flowers and said they were for you. These are from Mr. Mo, I guess. This bouquet of flowers is so beautiful. Take it quickly. A large bouquet of flowers, not light. Chiao Mian quickly took the heavy bouquet of flowers from Shenfei's hand. Thank you, Sister Shen. Shenfei gave her the flowers and left. Chiao Mian returned to the bedroom holding the flowers. Just as she was about to send a WeChat message to Mo Yesi to ask him if he had sent her flowers, she heard a ding from her phone. She took it out and looked at it, but what she received was a text message sent to her from an unknown number. Chiao Mian frowned when she saw the content sent by this unknown number. 138XX, Mian, I have returned to China, can we meet? Before Chiao Mian could reply, another text message was sent. It was sent from that unknown number. 138XX, I miss you very much and really want to see you. I have a lot to say to you, Mian, can we meet? Chiao Mian frowned even more when she looked at the text message she had just sent. She probably already guessed whose number it belonged to. She lowered her head and glanced at the pink roses in her arms. Thinking of some possibility, disgust flashed in her eyes, and she reached out and threw the flowers on the table. She replied, who are you? Soon, the other party replied to her, Mian, I am Suzy. Chiao Mian has already guessed it? However, when he saw the text message Suzy replied, his face still couldn't help but darken. Because she never thought that Suzy would have the nerve to come to her. He actually had the nerve to say that he wanted to meet her. Chiao Mian endured her nausea and replied, I just received a bouquet of flowers. Was it from you? Suzy replied instantly, yes. I remember that you like pink roses the most. They are a new variety specially flown in from abroad. Do you like them? The scent of roses fills the air. Chiao Mian really likes pink roses. But now when she looked at the bouquet of roses still stained with dew on the table, she just felt disgusted. Because the person who sent the flowers made her feel disgusted. So even her favorite flowers have become disliked by her. She had a sullen face, thought about it, and called Suzy directly. As soon as the call rang, Suzy picked up the call immediately. An excited voice also rang, Mian, you called me. I'm so happy, Suzy, do you think it's not enough for you to be assigned abroad? Do you also want to be assigned to a farther place? Or do you think your current life is too good and you want to try to live a better life? What kind of experience is it? Mian, you. Suzy's voice didn't sound as excited as before. He seemed to be shocked. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1924. Chapter 1924 You are not worthy of him at all. Chiao Mian said coldly, word by word, what do you think will happen to you if Mo Yesi knows that you come to harass me as soon as you return to the country? Over there, Suzy suddenly fell silent. I hope this is the last time. Chiao Mian's cold voice was filled with undisguised disgust. For the sake of Aunt Su and Uncle Su, I won't argue with you this time. But if you harass me again, don't, it's my fault for being rude. Mian, are you really so heartless towards me? Suzy seemed to be hurt by her words. His tone was very low. Can't we find a place to sit down and have a good talk? I don't mean anything else. I just want to meet you. During my time abroad, I have thought a lot and have been reflecting on myself. Mian, I now know that I was wrong. I have really done a lot of things that I am sorry for you. I dare not ask for your forgiveness. I only ask for your forgiveness. I want to meet you. I have something to say to you, okay? Based on our friendship over the past 10 years, how about we meet? Suzy's tone was already very humble. He seemed to be begging. But Chiao Mian's face was not moved at all. She had completely given up on this man Suzy, so no matter what he said, she would never have any feelings again. For her, Suzy is already a dead person in her heart. She refused without hesitation, Suzy, I will not meet you. Let me say it again, if you come to harass me again, don't blame me for being rude to you. After saying that, she hung up the phone and blocked Suzy's mobile phone number. She picked up the bouquet of roses on the table, walked downstairs, and threw it directly into the trash can downstairs. After throwing away the trash, as soon as she turned around, she saw Xiao Angzhen standing behind her and staring at her with a complicated expression. Xiao Mian glanced at her and walked past her coldly. Xiao Angzhen stopped her and said angrily, "Are these the flowers Mr. Mo gave you? Aren't you afraid that he will know that you are ruining his feelings like this?" Xiao Mian stopped. She turned her head, looked at Xiao Angzhen's grievance expression, and found it funny. "Does it have anything to do with you whether I spoil his feelings? Who gave me this bouquet of flowers, and what does it have to do with you? What qualifications do you have to ask about my affairs?" Xiao Angzhen bit her lip. "It has nothing to do with me, I just can't stand your behavior. Mr. Mo is so kind to you, but you don't know how to cherish it? You are not worthy of his kindness at all." "Really?" Xiao Mian laughed, with provocative eyes, and raised her eyes, "but so what if I don't deserve it? He wants to be so good to me, he just likes me, but he doesn't. I would like to take another look at you. Do you think you can change anything by complaining about him here? In fact, this bouquet of flowers was given to her by Suzy." But Xiao Mian didn't intend to explain. She didn't know that Xiao Angzhen had thoughts about Mo Yesi, so she said this deliberately to make Xiao Angzhen angry. As expected, Xiao Angzhen's face suddenly turned blue. Xiao Angzhen clenched her fists, feeling furious in her heart. She resisted the urge to rush forward and tear Xiao Mian's face apart, and said with anger, "Don't be so unscrupulous just relying on Mr. Mo's love for you." End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1925. Chapter 1925. I am just bullying others. If you act like this, even if he likes you now, sooner or later he will lose all his good impressions of you. Yeah. Xiao Mian curled her lips and looked indifferent, but I like to rely on his love for me to be unscrupulous. This is not the first time I have done this. He is becoming more and more obsessed with me now. I see if I do this, it will be very useful to him. Xiao Angzhen, have you heard anything? Xiao Mian suddenly stepped forward, winked at Xiao Angzhen, and asked with a smile on her lips. As soon as she got closer, Xiao Angzhen unconsciously took a step back and looked at her warily. What are you talking about?" Xiao Mian smiled, looked into her eyes and said slowly, "Those who are favored will always have nothing to fear. In Mo Yesi's eyes, even if I am in heaven and earth, he will still love me to death." Seeing Xiao Angzhen's increasingly ugly face, Xiao Mian continued with a smile, "It's useless for you to be jealous of me. Everything I have now is better than you, and everything I want can be easily obtained. And you, I heard that you have paid a lot to be on this show this time. So you'd better cherish this hard-won opportunity. I remember I warned you, it's best not to anger me, otherwise you also know that I can make you learn from this program just like Songke." Disappeared. Xiao Angzhen's face was already very ugly. After hearing Xiao Mian's last words, her face changed drastically, and her eyes showed panic and fear. She is afraid because she knows that Xiao Mian definitely has such ability. "Xiao Mian, you are using your power to bully others." She was angry and frightened, and she growled unconvinced. "Really?" Xiao Mian smiled, with a calm expression on her face, and wrote lightly, "I'm just bullying others, so what? If you want to stay, then just be more at ease with me. Otherwise, if you let me, if I don't like you anymore, I can replace you at any time." Xiao Angzhen was so angry that she was shaking all over. but he didn't dare to refute a single word. Xiao Mian glanced at her as if she were laughing, then turned and walked upstairs. She doesn't want to talk to Xiao Angzhen now. After all, Xiao Angzhen is like a clown to her. Xiao Mian didn't take Xiao Angzhen's thoughts about Mo Yesi to heart. She has a lot of confidence in her husband. No matter what Xiao Angzhen's thoughts are, they are all versatile. Just thinking that there is such a person who covets her husband, this person is Xiao Angzhen, makes her feel a little disgusted. Asterisk. The filming for the next week went smoothly. The business of the Chinese restaurant that was renamed Travel Stop was unexpectedly booming every day. Xiao Mian and the others not only easily completed the daily tasks set by the program team, but also overfulfilled their tasks every day. The shooting was originally expected to take about a month to complete, but due to the change in the shooting method, the time was shortened by half to half a month. Halfway through the recording of the program, The Meaning of Travel released the edited content of the first episode. The broadcast time is 8 o'clock in the evening on weekends, which is a prime broadcast period. The content of the first episode included some of the content that Xiao Mian and the others shot in that small mountain village. Because the reputation of the first two issues was very good, this issue also invited a lot of traffic buds and fresh meat, and the ratings that night were also very impressive. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1926. Chapter 1926. Xiao Mian is a very good girl. The ratings calculated the next day, The Meaning of Travel not only ranked first among all variety shows in the same time period, but also ranked first among all TV programs that day. The premiere of the third episode had much better ratings than the first and second episodes. The discussion among netizens is also very high. Ha ha ha, it made me laugh so hard. The scene where Jeanbo wore rain boots to dig lotus roots was so funny. Suddenly, I realized that our brother is so beautiful that he can pull off any look. I think the funniest part is the part about feeding the pigs. It feels like Han Yan, a grown man, would be scared to tears by the pigs. Ha ha ha, I also thought the part about feeding the pigs was funny. After reading the content of this issue, I have changed my opinion of Xiao Mian a lot. I found that among a group of people, Xiao Mian has the strongest self-care ability and is also good at taking care of others. Yes, I also think Xiao Mian is very good. I really don't know why so many people criticized her on the internet before. I feel like except for Xiao Mian, everyone else has been pampered since childhood and doesn't know how to do anything. I feel like I can't believe all the dirty information on the internet. Anyway, after watching this episode, I think Xiao Mian is a very good girl. She is very hardworking and can cook. In comparison, Xiao Angzhen is really it's nothing. I heard someone say before that Xiao Mian doesn't have a good relationship with her family. The main reason is that her parents are very partial to Xiao Angzhen. Now it seems that this rumor may be true. One of the two sisters can do everything, and the other can't do anything. The one who can't do anything is definitely the one who is favored. Speaking of which, I feel a little sorry for Xiao Mian. It's the same situation in my family. It's really sad to be the one who is not favored. Xiao Mian has a hotly searched physique. When The Meaning of Travel became a hot search topic, she also became a hot topic. Xiao Mian had many scenes in the first issue, and the edited scenes were very helpful in making her popular among the public. Mo Yesi invested in this program in order to better promote Xiao Mian. The employer is the father. So apart from Shenfei and Jeanbo, Xiao Mian appears the most in this issue. Many artists know that it will be tiring to appear on such a show, but they still want to appear on it. This is because appearing on such a program can attract fans. Even if they are covered in black stuff, as long as they perform well, they can be whitewashed. Xiao Mian has attracted a lot of fans because of her cooking skills. The first episode of the program has just been broadcast, and her reputation is already much better than before. When she was scrolling through the various positive comments about her from netizens on Weibo, she finally understood why so many popular artists were vying to participate in this show. Joining in a reality show like this is so great at attracting fans. In the following days, the filming of the program went smoothly. After the second week of program content was played, the ratings reached a new high, which was much higher than the first week. As the chef and store manager, Xiao Mian became the most discussed and popular among all the guests. Those who were initially opposed to her being a store manager and felt that she was not suitable, after seeing her various performances, all retracted their previous prejudices against her. I'm going to slap myself in the face. Xiao Mian's performance really exceeded my expectations. At first, I felt that she was a newcomer and was not suitable to be a store manager. After watching 2 episodes of the show, I felt that she ran the restaurant very well. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1927. Chapter 1927 Mian, something happened outside. I think Xiao Mian is the hardest working one among all the people. The store is doing well and she is busy almost from morning to night, and I have never heard any complaints from her. She is really a hard-working woman. My child is completely different from what I expected. Yeah, I also thought she was the kind of person who doesn't know how to do anything. But she actually became the mainstay of the store. After watching these 2 episodes of the show, my impression of her really changed. I feel like she really is pretty good. I was deliberately hacked by black men in the past. I also think Xiao Mian is quite nice, otherwise Zanbo, Sumufei and the others wouldn't have played so well with her. After the show aired for 2 episodes, Xiao Mian gained a lot of fans. The discussions about her on Weibo are almost unanimously positive. Her negative news is getting less and less. Everything is going in a good direction. The last week of filming went smoothly for the first few days, but on the last day, something suddenly went wrong. That day was like usual, with many customers coming to the store. After ordering, Xiao Mian was busy in the kitchen. She had just finished cooking a dish when she suddenly heard a quarrel outside. The sound was very loud, and she vaguely heard someone scolding, "Call your store manager out, I want to ask her if she has any conscience anymore. There are cockroaches in the dishes, and she actually asked you to serve them to the customers. How could she be so wicked? Where is your store manager? Call her out quickly. Has she done something bad and is hiding from people? Call your store manager out quickly. Guest, please calm down. Is there any misunderstanding here? We have always strictly controlled the hygiene conditions in our restaurant, and we will never allow this to happen. And we will also do this every time before serving food. Check, there are no cockroaches in your dish. How is it impossible? So many people are watching, tell me what this is if it's not a cockroach. Are you trying to shirk responsibility? It's not a shirk of responsibility if it's our responsibility, we definitely recognize it, and we will bear the consequences. It's just. The noise is getting louder and louder. The troublemaking guest also became increasingly aggressive. Xiao Mian took off her apron and was about to go out to see what was going on when she saw Sumufei walking in with an anxious look on his face. Seeing her, Sumufei immediately walked up to her and said anxiously, "Sister Mian, something happened outside." Xiao Mian just heard the general idea. When she saw Sumufei, she immediately asked, "What's going on? I seem to hear someone saying that there are cockroaches in our dishes. Is that true?" "Yes," Sumufei said with anger in his eyes, "a guest ordered a meal. We just sent the food out, and after a while we heard him say that there were cockroaches in the food. Now he insists on seeing you. But there is absolutely no way that there are cockroaches in that dish. There are no cockroaches in our kitchen at all. Where did the cockroaches come from? He came here to cause trouble on purpose. I think he must have gotten the cockroach in there himself. Sumuafii became more and more angry as he talked. Chiao Mian frowned upon hearing this. She can also guarantee that there will be absolutely no cockroaches in the dishes she cooks. But the guest ate cockroaches in the dish. She asked Sumuafii, who sent out the dish just now. I sent it as a gift. Sumuafii glanced at Chiao Mian and hurriedly explained, Sister Mian, I swear I never put cockroaches in the vegetables. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1928. Chapter 1928. How much is your personality worth? I know, how could I doubt you? If it were Chiao Angzan and Xiao Xiao, Chiao Mian might still be suspicious. No one else has any reason to do this. Chiao Mian is now certain that the guest must have deliberately caused trouble. She frowned and thought for a moment, then said, Don't worry, it's easy to find out the truth about this matter. The restaurant has surveillance, let's go and get the surveillance out now. That's right. Sumuafii was stunned for a moment, then slapped himself on the forehead. I had completely forgotten that the restaurant is under surveillance. I'm going to adjust the surveillance immediately. Well, you go and adjust the monitoring, and I'll go out and take a look. There was something going on in the restaurant, and as the store manager, it was impossible for her not to come forward. Okay. Sister Mian, be careful. That guest is very difficult to deal with and doesn't make sense at all. I know. Chiao Mian walked out of the kitchen and walked to the hall, where she saw a group of people gathered in a corner. There was a noise coming from that corner. That guest is still making trouble. Chiao Mian paused for a moment, then walked over quickly. Someone discovered her. Chiao Mian is here. After watching 2 episodes of the show, everyone who came to the restaurant knew that Chiao Mian was the manager of this store. When they saw her approaching, they all got out of the way. Mian, you are here. Shenfei was still dealing with the guest. When she saw Chiao Mian coming over, she frowned and whispered to her, Someone is here to cause trouble. I think this matter is aimed at you. Chiao Mian also saw it. Because this customer has been clamoring to see the store manager. After Chiao Mian appeared, the troublemakers saw her and immediately shifted their attack target to her. Are you the manager of this store? He stared at Chiao Mian with an angry look, and asked in a fierce tone, Did you cook these dishes? Do you know that there are dead cockroaches in the dishes you cook? Is your store a black shop? How dare you open a store when the hygiene situation is so bad? Do you want all the guests to go to the hospital? I feel sick when I think about that dead cockroach. You must give me an explanation today, otherwise, I will never finish this matter with you. Chiao Mian looked at the trouble-making guests. She looked down at the untouched food on the table again, and was silent for a while. When she raised her head, she said with a smile on her lips, Guest, I'm sorry for giving you such a bad dining experience. It is true that I cook all the dishes, but the hygiene of our kitchen can withstand inspection at any time. I can use my personality to guarantee that there are absolutely no cockroaches in the kitchen. What? The guest was instantly furious. How much is your personality worth? You said there would be no cockroaches if there were no cockroaches. So what happened to the cockroaches here? Do you mean I released them myself? Shenfei frowned and was about to speak when Chiao Mian held her back. Chiao Mian shook her head at Shenfei, then turned to look at the troublemaker. She smiled lightly and said, Yes, I do have such suspicions now. If it is really a problem in our restaurant, what will be the consequences? We are all willing to bear it. But if someone is deliberately making trouble. Chiao Mian said this, there was still a smile on her lips, but her eyes were a little colder and her voice was deeper. our restaurant is not a fool and will let others deliberately smear us. Reputation. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1929. Chapter 1929 affects everyone. This is the first time since the restaurant opened that a customer said they saw cockroaches in the dishes. We all take this matter very seriously, so I have asked people to adjust the surveillance and also called the police. When the police came to check the surveillance, I believe the truth will be revealed. There are so many guests here today, I hope everyone can be a witness and let's see what the truth is like. When Xiao Mian talked about checking the surveillance and calling the police, a trace of panic appeared in the eyes of the troublemaker. Xiao Mian noticed his reaction and was even more certain that this person was here to cause trouble on purpose. This incident has a great impact on the restaurant. If she doesn't find out about this matter in public, it will be difficult to clarify it again once public opinion ferments. The person who caused the trouble did not expect that she would call the police. He came here just to cause trouble and to use this incident to destroy the good reputation Xiao Mian had accumulated during this period. Now that he saw that his plan might not succeed, he wanted to leave the restaurant immediately. As soon as he got up, Xiao Mian noticed it and immediately said to Zhanbo and Renjun, "Look at this guest, he can't leave until the truth is found out." Renjun and Zhanbo also saw that the troublemaker wanted to leave, so several young men about 1.8 meters tall walked over immediately and surrounded the troublemaker. The troublemaker was stopped and yelled angrily, "What are you doing? Get out of here, what right do you have to prevent me from leaving?" "Guest, you just said that there were cockroaches in the dishes we cooked. We stayed with you to find out this matter and give you an explanation. Didn't you just keep saying that you wanted me to give you an explanation? Why now? You're investigating this matter, but you're ready to leave. I can leave if I want. Do I need to report to you?" The troublemaker was obviously panicked and shouted angrily at Xiao Mian, "Forget it, I'm unlucky today, I won't pursue this matter anymore. I have something to do and I don't have time to hang out with you. Please get out of the way and don't delay my business," he said, reaching out and pushing Zhanbo. Zhanbo grabbed his arm and said with a sneer, "That won't work. If you just leave like that, won't our restaurant have a solid reputation for being unhygienic? If someone deliberately framed it, you won't be the unlucky one. But our restaurant. Until this matter is investigated, guest, you cannot go anywhere. I think you should wait patiently for us to find out the truth." At this time, almost all the customers who were watching could see that the cockroach was probably put in by the troublemaker himself. Otherwise, it was really the restaurant's fault, and he couldn't have left in a hurry at this time. He was obviously afraid that it would be found out that he was the one who released the cockroaches, so he panicked. Most of these customers are fans, and they must help their idols. The restaurant was smeared, and it wasn't just Xiao Mian's reputation that was damaged. It affects everyone. So at this time, everyone gathered around and did not allow the troublemakers to leave. Yes, this matter must be investigated clearly. He cannot be let go until the investigation is completed. I believe in restaurants, if someone intentionally causes trouble, the person who caused the trouble must be arrested. Since there is surveillance, you should know the truth if you check the surveillance, right? I don't believe that the hygienic condition of the restaurant can be so bad. This is obviously someone deliberately making false accusations and supporting the restaurant to find out the truth. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1930. Chapter 1930. The storm was resolved quickly. "Everyone, watch him, don't let this man run away." The troublemaker was blocked by Zhanbo and Renjun, a few older boys, and a group of fans were also blocking him. He couldn't leave even if he wanted to. He took the money to cause trouble on purpose, and he had prepared the cockroach early in the morning and put it in his sleeve. Although it is very hidden, if you call up the surveillance, you can still see some clues. How can he stand up to scrutiny? But now he can't leave even if he wants to. A few minutes later, Sci-fi came over after checking the surveillance camera. He looked at the troublemaker and said angrily, "I just checked the surveillance camera." He put the cockroach in there himself. The troublemaker's face immediately changed. He looked up at Sci-fi and said in panic and anger, "You're talking nonsense. I didn't release the cockroaches. You are confusing right and wrong. Only you can see the surveillance. Of course it's up to you what you want, just say it." Mian sneered. "Of course we can't say whatever we want, so I called the police. When the police watch the surveillance, they will know what the truth is." As soon as Mian finished speaking, a customer saw several policemen walking into the restaurant. The police came over, and after asking Mian and others about the specific situation, the team leader called 2 police officers to check the surveillance. It didn't take long for the police to figure out the situation. "We just looked at the surveillance carefully and found that the cockroach was indeed put in by this person himself." After the police came and investigated the situation clearly, the troublemaker could no longer deny it, and was finally taken away on charges of provoking quarrels and provoking trouble. This farce was quickly put to rest. Just as Mian expected, before the truth of the matter came out, someone posted a post on Weibo, adding extravagant information about the cockroaches in the dishes she cooked. In the past, most of the comments on Weibo were criticizing Mian. But this time is different. The programs broadcast in the past 2 weeks have won Mian a good reputation and popularity. She now has a lot of fans who defend her. As soon as some anti-fans jumped in the comment area, they were pushed back by her fans. The black material this time did not stay on Weibo for long. After the rioters were arrested, the local police issued relevant announcements, posting the causes and final investigation results on Weibo. The notice stated that the person causing the trouble had hidden cockroaches and brought them into the restaurant. And the purpose of his doing this is for Mian. The person who caused the trouble was a fan of Songke. He felt that the reason why Songke left the meaning of travel was because of Mian. It was Mian who caused her goddess image to plummet. He was fighting for his goddess, so he thought of secretly putting cockroaches in the dishes to smear Mian. After this announcement came out, the previous Weibo post that slandered Mian was also reported and deleted directly. This turmoil was resolved quickly. It was quickly suppressed before it even started to spread on Weibo. The cockroach incident not only had no impact on Mian, but also made her gain many more fans. Netizens all expressed their appreciation for her calm way of solving emergencies. "I found Mian to be a really good store manager. He is calm and clear-minded when dealing with problems. I must give him a thumbs up for the way he solves problems. Yeah, looking at her young age, I thought she wouldn't be able to handle it." End of this chapter.